Yay! So we are live today for Worthy Collective. We had shifted into our Mondays and we want to share with you a little bit more about our Worthy Collective, so you know where you are here and what we have in store for you. Welcome to the Worthy Collective. This isn't just a community, it's a sacred space for your soul to breathe again. A place where women from every walk of life come to rise in their health, wealth, faith, purpose, and presence. Here, there's no hierarchy, no comparison, no pretending, only truth, only grace, only women remembering who they are together. We believe growth doesn't have one timeline or one look. Some days it's rising boldly, other days it's resting bravely. Both are worthy, both are growth. You are not behind, you're not too late, you are right on time for your next becoming. In this space, you'll find encouragement, accountability, sisterhood that reminds you you can build your dreams without burning out. You can walk in faith and not fear. You can create a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. Welcome home to the Worthy Collective, where grace meets growth, purpose meets peace, and women rise side by side. And now I get to share with you about more about our beautiful mentor, the Unbreakable Mentor, Miss Tracey Gore, who has had a day, you guys. So we are so fortunate that she pushed through, that she is here today to share with us such an incredible message that I have a feeling that is really going to be what we are all praying for, because she's had to overcome so much. Tracey Gore is our unbreakable mentor here in the Worthy Collective. Tracey is a passionate entrepreneur, best-selling author, fund manager, and real estate investor who helps women rise above obstacles and step boldly into their God-given calling. Through her books, Unbreakable, Beautifully Ruined, and Paving the Way, she shares her journey of faith, resilience, and financial empowerment. Tracey is the founder of Cash Bridges Solutions, as a private lending company that helps women fund their investments. As a mentor and speaker, Tracey equips women with Christ-centered strategies to build wealth, walk in purpose, and create lasting legacies. And so tonight she is going to share such a beautiful message, because it has taken us quite a bit to get here. And so, Tracey, I'm so grateful, especially knowing that you have lots on your plate and you're willing to save this space, show up anyway, when I know that this might be a day you could have preferred another nap.
100%. In fact, I did nap for part of the day.
Good. You need to. You need to
Yeah.
refresh, especially
Yeah.
being, tonight is, if you look at your day as a three-part day, especially with something like this in the evening, that, taking a part of the day to rest and regroup can be important. We don't need to spend an 18-hour Monday.
Right. For sure. All right.
Yay.
I'm gonna share my screen. So what's funny is when I was picking which things I was gonna talk on, identity before income is actually the title of my third chapter in Paving the Way. So I was like, okay, I can do something on this pretty easy.
Yeah,
So
that's super special.
let me just figure out my little sharing screen real quick. And then you tell me, God willing, if it has worked.
Yes.
Do you
Identity
see
before income. We can see it.
do you see the little screen share thingy up here?
We don't see your notes.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, there's just this other little thing up
We see
here,
a
but
dot, but
that's okay.
Yes, we
Awesome.
see the dot. Oh, sorry.
That's good. So let's talk about identity before income. Like, who told you you weren't wealthy? Have you ever thought about the things that you actually believe and why you believe them? Maybe it was your mom saying, "Oh, we can't afford that," or it was your dad saying, "Oh, we got to wait for the next paycheck." If you're going to want those, designer jeans, you're probably going to have to get a job and pay for it yourself. Like, there's just different ways that we grow up and things that kind of get ingrained in us, and we just think that that's our life. And so it's hard to create wealth when you don't even know that you're worthy of it, or you feel like it's something that is for you. A lot of people think it's just not even for them, it's for other people. And what we believe shapes what we create. We are not able to build on unstable internal foundations. So while some of us could get successful, we won't have the character to keep us there once we make it. So we have to think about, who are we becoming? And are we becoming the person that can hold all of the success that we say that we want? And we have to take a deep dive to be able to figure out, what is it that, who do I need to become to be able to handle this success, so that I still represent my family well, I show up good for myself, and that I can love people through this. We can possess a strategy and we can find opportunities and all of that. And it doesn't even matter, because we will undermine our own efforts if we don't feel like we are worthy of the success that's right in front of us. Why does this feel so challenging? You know, the path ahead, you find yourself hesitating. So the opportunity is present, but fear rushes in first. It's not that you're short on strategy, it's that you're grappling with an inner fear. It's something that's deeper. And how many times have you thought, I know what I need to do, but you just failed to take action? Well, it's not because you were lazy or you were not capable. It's because you had an internal hesitation that just holds you back. We recognize opportunity, we comprehend steps, yet fear will arrive first, and doubt will arrive first, and overthinking will arrive first, and then we don't make a move. What we need to understand is that it doesn't matter if we're intelligent. I mean, it does matter, but that's not what's keeping us unsuccessful. It's not lack of access. It's about what lies beneath the surface, and it's a deeper struggle than what we even imagine. We don't experience a deficiency in ability. It's just an internal resistance that seeks acknowledgement and healing. So let's explore this real issue. First, we have to recognize that it's not solely about money. Too often we become fixated on financial strategies, believing that once we discover the right approach, that everything will align perfectly. Yet we've read books, we've watched movies, we brainstorm ideas, making it evident that strategy is not the true obstacle. You know, we have access to so much stuff. You can learn to do anything on the YouTube sphere, YouTube University, I like to call it. So it's not an issue of access, not an issue of intelligence. Many of us encounter situations that should have paved the way for us. We've experienced pain, disappointment, setbacks. However, despite having access to various opportunities, something still seems to hinder our progress. The real issue lies in healing. It's critical to confront the internal wounds that shape our responses to these opportunities. When we've endured hurt, we'll often hesitate. Previous failures can cause us to doubt ourselves, and being overlooked might lead us to shy away from potential success. In Proverbs, it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. This conversation extends beyond merely acquiring new knowledge. It's about repairing what has been damaged within. Only then can we genuinely advance with confidence and clarity. There's a wound beneath the wallet. Trauma influences our perception of money. Past pain can result in hesitation. Fear often disguises itself as caution. Trauma doesn't always present itself in obvious ways. Sometimes it can be quite subtle. It may stem from a deal that fell through, a betrayal of trust, or an instance of rejection. Over time, these experiences shape our views on money, opportunities, and our self-worth. We may label our emotions as caution, but in truth, it's really fear. We convince ourselves that we're merely being careful, while deep down, we're protecting ourselves from potential pain. And if we're not aware, this defense mechanism can become a prison. Failing to acknowledge this pattern means that we'll continue to view current opportunities through the lens of our past wounds. In 2 Timothy, it says, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. The silent struggles. There are challenges we often keep to ourselves. Regaining trust in ourselves after making a mistake. Reestablishing trust in others after experiencing disappointment. Reconnecting with our faith when events don't unfold as we anticipated. The reality is that we cannot effectively lead, create, or maintain anything if trust is compromised. Many of us are striving to build wealth while simultaneously grappling with internal issues of broken trust. This inner conflict can be exhausting and burdensome. It ultimately hinders our progress if we leave it unaddressed. When trust is damaged, it subtly impacts every choice we make, even those that may appear confident on the surface. Proverbs says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." We get into a pact with fear. We say, "Oh, I can't trust anyone. I always lose. It's safer to stay small." At some point, pain led us to accept falsehood, and we consented to it. The Bible says, "If two of you agree on earth about anything that they ask, it shall be done for them." Have you ever thought about who you're in agreement with? Are you in agreement with the enemy? For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Perhaps it's the thought, "I can't trust anyone," or "every time I try, it doesn't work." Or maybe it's safer if we just remain where we are. Once we accept that falsehood, it doesn't merely linger in our mind, it begins to influence our choices. Fear becomes our consultant, advising us when to act, when to hold back, when to retreat. And unbeknownst to us, we start to navigate our lives based on fear rather than reality. The instant we acquiesce to fear, we grant it the authority to dictate the course of our lives. But John 8:32 says that you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. It's the truth that does all the work. We just need to know it. There's an identity distortion. Maybe you've thought, "Well, I'm just not the kind of woman who builds wealth." Or maybe you've even heard it from your grandma or your mom or someone in your family that's like, "Well, that's just not for us." Maybe you've thought, "People don't like me." Or what if people won't like me? I missed my chance. I don't have what it takes. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I am not enough. Fear overwhelms us and causes us to stop. Over time, these falsehoods can become ingrained and they transition from mere thoughts into part of our identity. Instead of thinking, "This didn't work, I need to tweak it," we think, "I will never get ahead. Nothing works out for me." However, these mindsets are not true. They are lies and they are distortions. If we fail to challenge them, they will subtly influence all that we do. We start disqualifying ourselves even before we make an attempt. We see other women who are building and growing and stepping into new opportunities. And instead of recognizing potential, we perceive distance. We start comparing ourselves and we never measure up. If we do not disrupt this pattern, we will continue to live beneath our true potential and what we are meant to create. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." You are no longer that woman. You are not defined by your past. You are not your past experiences. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are not characterized by your losses. The reality is, we are not the women who have lost everything. We are the women who create and build everything. We are not defined by our failures or the challenges that we faced. While our experiences contribute to our story, they do not define our identity. When we begin to distinguish who we truly are from our past, everything starts to transform. We have the right to evolve beyond the version of ourselves that was shaped by mere survival. 2 Corinthians tells us that if anyone is in Christ, they are a new creation. Behold, the old is gone and the new here. Healing changes everything. There's an impact of healing. Healing restores trust. Trust unlocks leadership. Leadership generates wealth. Healing transcends mere emotion. It's a strategic necessity. When we heal, we start to regain trust. With trust, we can effectively lead. Through leadership, we can create and build. This process is essential. We cannot overlook it. Healing is not optional. It serves as the very foundation. Anything constructed on a fractured internal base will inevitably falter under strain. Healing transforms not just our feelings, but our functionality, our decision-making, and our leadership capability. In Psalms, it says, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds." I love that. Healing is the foundation. You can't build on broken ground. Healing will bring clarity. Healing will restore your confidence. Before strategy, agreements, or scaling, we must prioritize healing. If we neglect what lies beneath, it will consistently resurface. Unaddressed baggage will influence our decisions, our partnerships, and our self-assurance. However, when healing occurs, a transformation takes place. We gain clarity and we move forward with increased confidence and eliminate the habit of second guessing our every move. Healing not only improves our well-being, it enhances our ability to build effectively. When our foundation is strong, everything we construct upon it is equipped to endure. Trauma rewrites your money story. It impacts your sense of self-worth. It influences your decision-making. It shapes your leadership style. Trauma lingers beyond the past. It manifests in our present experience. It alters our perception of worth. It determines the opportunities that we accept or we decline. It influences how we present ourselves as leaders. If we perceive ourselves as unworthy, we may downplay our ability. If we fear loss, we might shy away from essential risks. To create a new financial future, we must confront the narrative that we've constructed about money and our identity. This is why engaging in inner work is not separate from wealth building. Rather, it is linked to it. In Proverbs 23, it says, "As he thinks in his heart, so is he." What do you think in your heart? Forgiveness as a wealth strategy. We forgive others, we forgive our past, and we forgive ourselves. It's one of the most important things. In Ephesians, it says that we are to get rid of all bitterness, forgiving each other just as Christ forgave you. This concept is significant. We cannot truly build wealth while carrying emotional burdens. And if we do, we will crash when we get to the top because we won't feel worthy of it. Forgiveness does not mean we condone past action. Rather, it is freeing ourselves from what has been hindering our progress. Often the toughest challenge is not forgiving others, but forgiving ourselves for what we didn't know, for the actions we failed to take, for things that didn't succeed. We cannot advance in life while continually glancing back with regret. By releasing our internal struggles, we create the necessary space for the external achievements that we aspire to build. We have to rewrite the narrative. If you think I always lose, to change that to I build. I'm behind now becomes I'm becoming. I'm not ready becomes I'm called. At some point, we must choose. This old narrative no longer has the power to guide us. Isaiah says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." We don't merely recognize the falsehood, we actively replace it intentionally and consistently. The story we tell ourselves can either confine us or it can propel us forward. The language we use to describe ourselves is significant. It either will reinforce limitation or it'll open doors to new possibilities. Trust must be rebuilt. You can trust yourself again. You can trust the process again. You can trust God again. Trust is not something that can be restored instantly. It requires reconstruction through consistent small decisions, by showing up time and time again, by choosing to believe once more, even in moments of discomfort. As we work on rebuilding trust, our action and leadership begin to transform. Every small gesture of trust is a step toward realizing the best version of ourselves that we're meant to be. What belief has been influencing your decision? Where did it originate? Is it genuinely true? Let's take a moment to pause and reflect honestly. What belief has truly been guiding our choices? Not what we claim, but what have we been practicing in our lives? Where did this belief come from? Was it derived from our own experiences or something we were told by others? Most importantly, is it even true? Awareness is the first step, but real transformation begins when we decide to respond in a new way. We have to choose our new truth. What are we going to let go of? And what will we embrace instead? We don't merely recognize the falsehood, we actively replace it. We determine what we are releasing, and we also choose what we will adopt in its place. Transformation is not a passive process, it requires intention. We don't wait for a change in feelings. Instead, we make a decision and start aligning our actions with that choice. Our feelings will catch up. Deuteronomy 30 says, I have set before you life and death. Now choose life. It's up to us. So we begin the journey. We start to speak a new truth each day. Document your transformation. Include God in your journey. This should evolve into a daily practice. As we engage, our speech changes, our writing transforms. We start to align our thoughts consistently with truth. Inviting God into this process is essential, not merely for desired outcomes, but for genuine transformation. We have to get from head knowledge to heart revelation. The key to this journey is consistency, as it is what transforms new beliefs into a new way of living. Who you are now, no longer confined by your past. You are now a creator, and you deserve abundance. Together, we proclaim the following. We let go of every falsehood that has sought to constrain us. We are no longer accepting scarcity, self-doubt, or limitation. Our past does not imprison us. It serves as our foundation. We move forward from this empowered position. The more we declare and align it with our truth, the more it becomes our instinctive way of thinking and acting. We are created in the image of God. We are not broken. We are being built. We are not lacking. We are already equipped. We can build from wholeness. We do the inner work, step into our opportunities, and build with faith and clarity. This is our moment for transformation. It's time to stop constructing from a place of survival and start creating from a space of wholeness and abundance. When our identity is healed, our income finds a solid foundation. What we create from this standpoint endures. It's from this perspective, we are no longer merely striving for success, and we are building toward legacy, impact, and lasting transformation. That's it.
Oh my goodness, Tracy, I'm like feverishly taking notes, thanking goodness that my pen had enough ink in it. Um, oh my goodness, so many spots where I just want to take some screenshots. What stood out? Does anyone want to say something specific that hit you? I find it always fascinating when there's something we're working on and it keeps showing up, like your timing. Oh goodness, for me personally. Who wants to share if there was something that stood out?
I will share actually. Um, this is Patricia. What is fascinating is just to hear Tracy speak on rewiring the mind. I mean, this is something that I've been for several years been on this journey since coming through a really interesting divorce of rewiring the mind from being conditioned out from under to healing to thriving again. Like, I am so happy I showed up tonight. Wow. I mean, I just, it's amazing to hear to hear Tracy share from her book on identity over income. Is that what it was called? Yeah, incredible. And actually, I'm going to put a little chat assignment that I was given a couple weeks ago that I've been doing these declarations, but it has really been transforming and it's based on what Tracy's saying. I'll just share it, but thank you for inviting me here this evening.
I
I
have
mean,
chills for, you being willing, when you're new, kind of not sure what's happening and the fact that you would share so specifically. I agree. And it's so
Wow.
significant that you're willing to show up and be hearing a message at such a transitional spot that, you know, we all have these little shifts in our lives that we are in need of making to know this is acceptable, this is not acceptable, this is acceptable, this is not. And when you find a very special space, it can be very significant. So we're grateful that you were willing to join us and
Hmm.
share.
Wow. Thank you.
You know, when I was writing my books, you know, I think I was writing to myself. I needed every bit of everything that I wrote. And God just wanted me to use it because he was using it for me to be able to help other people. And, you know, rewriting your mind is the beginning of everything. It's the
Mm.
foundation. If we think lies, if we believe lies about ourselves, if we don't know who we are and whose we are, then we're never going to feel successful, even if we are, because we still have all this baggage lying to us, telling us that we're terrible. And that's
Mhm.
not the case. We are all amazing. And we need to step in that. But we've got to rewrite the lies that we've been believing about ourselves. Either we wrote them ourselves or we heard them from other people, or we just didn't know and we just didn't have access, you know? I had many things. Like I grew up in a pretty much middle class family, but my parents lived paycheck to paycheck. And I realized later in life that I was also living paycheck to paycheck. And I didn't know that was really the problem. I thought, well, one day I really want to make more money so I can help support my family, but I'm making enough to pay my bills. So I thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. And then I thought, well, where does this other money come from? How does that even work? Well, it's because, money is there to make more of it. It's just a tool. And so you have to rewrite even just the basic stuff. Like I didn't know you weren't supposed to live paycheck to paycheck. I thought that was normal. Well, it's not. So if any of you think that, it's not. There's a whole bunch more out there for us. And we have to get over the things that we've been conditioned to believe in the beginnings of our life. And then after that, I also had some, abuse that happened to me. And so this mental images of everything that you've been told by somebody that was supposed to protect you and love you and did quite the opposite. You've now rewriting all of that. You second guess all of your decisions, everything you've thought. Now you're second guessing. And the best thing that I did was I started reading the Bible with the intent to understand God's character and to understand who he says I am.
Mm.
And when I put all of that together, then I realized, oh my gosh, like life is amazing and I can do anything I set my mind to because I have the Holy Spirit living inside me. And, God designed his kingdom for us to have wealth. He put gold, he mentions gold in Genesis. Why? Because he wants his people to know that wealth is normal in his kingdom. It's a part of it. God's
I
kingdom
wish
is abundant.
I wish I had my notebook from when you taught a class before. I'm not, I don't remember what the title was, but just talking about the opportunity of having money as a tool. And that's such a gift, and we can do so much more with it. And as women, that independence and creativity and abundance, and that we're greater together for those reminders. You know what I mean? That space in which you've gone through hardship, you work through it, and you put it on paper, became a book. And now, to reference that chapter, I'm like, oh, that's so beautiful because it's what you've worked through that can be so significant and reminders to us all.
For
So
sure.
important.
For sure.
I think I've shared this before. Yeah, it's now been 1 week. Tamara sent me a gift. It was Daily Devotions by Marshawn Daniels, and it starts the book in the word asking your definition of abide. Well, I was journaling on that, and I was like, for me, my first reaction was follow the rules, like abide by. And then in the book, it talks about disciplined expectancy.
Nice.
And I thought, wow, when we have more discipline with that in which we give, do, impact, then we pass it on, pay it forward, we will be blessed with the income, choices, excess that we can pass on, pay forward, and do whatever we want to do, like you've said before. So that fits right in. So beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, yay. Is this from Patricia? Oh, I love this. This is the journaling. Help me rewire a limiting thought using neuroscience and biblical truth. Oh, my thought. And this is good. I did a session with Bree, and it brought up an awareness for me that in my household, I grew up where it was either my mom was a realtor, my dad did rental properties, and it was feast or famine. So that a lot of times it'd be like, yay. And then all of a sudden it'd be like this drought,
Mm.
like the closing and then nothing. So that can be something to like my thought of scarcity or lack of. Please do the following. Briefly explain why my brain repeats this thought.
You know
And
what?
so,
One thing that I started doing, practical tips to rewrite your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
um, is to actually don't allow them to play out. I remember the first time I heard that I was allowed to doubt my doubts, and I was allowed to question anything that dropped in my head. I used to think that whatever
mm,
fell into my head was my thought, but it's not.
mm,
They're not. They don't originate from me. So I can, if a bad thought starts to enter my mind, and now after years and years and years and years of practice, I get really, really good at it. Um,
mm,
Things don't hardly ever invade my mind anymore. But as soon as it starts to play out, I won't let it finish. I say nope. And when I was just starting, I would research all of the things that the Bible said to dispel that lie that kept coming in my head, whatever it was. Like you're a loser, nobody's gonna love you. You've done too much stuff wrong, whatever it is. And I would go find all of the things that dispelled that, and I would write it down. And as soon as that thought would come in, I'd stop and I'd say out loud no, and I would read it out loud until it would like finally replace that thought. And then slowly that thought was transformed into the truth. And it's consistency. You have to be intentional with your thoughts. Otherwise, the devil's going to use your mind for his playground.
mm.
You know, I mean, we can't give him any more real estate. We need to serve an eviction notice. Get out. You're not allowed. Because he
Oh,
will just use our minds, and we just let him have the time, and he beats us up. We
Mhm.
gotta fight back and say, no, that's not the truth. The Bible says that I am amazing, that I am wonderfully made in the image of God himself. Right? So
I
yeah,
like
just
to I like to pretend I'm flicking the devil off my
yeah,
shoulder.
got the
I'm
angel
like,
on one and the devil on the other.
yeah.
it's,
Sarah, go ahead, Patricia.
oh no, I was just going to say I cannot even believe we're having this conversation tonight. I mean, it is, that's what really fast, and Tracy, it's amazing. It is a process, like people, so just a little background. So I was married to a pastor for 20 years. And so I am definitely a woman. Not, that doesn't mean anything, except I also walked away due to lies,
Mm,
deceit, corruption, and betrayal. However, and did not realize that I was even under a course of control because I've always been very much a leader in corporate, and it's just when you mix the whole spirituality, and I'm not religious, I'm not hyper spiritual, I just have a real relationship with a higher power I call God, and my Savior is Jesus Christ. This is just me, and I purpose to honor and not judge others like God says, although He desires for us to discern. The point is that when I became aware, like Tracy is speaking here tonight, she's like bringing light into this situation. Um, some I learned real quick, number one, that it's going to take a tribe to thrive, because this is something that one
mm,
cannot do alone. Number two, I realized several years ago that it's Patricia, it's just not spiritual. It's like that's why I just shared this in the chat. It's neuroscience, it's science with spiritual, because people don't realize that God made the science.
Yeah.
He made it all. All I'm just saying is it's helpful that other individual, like we all learn differently and we're all uniquely made. And so it's helpful when there is something practical, like Tracy is saying, usually, yeah, there's a lot of people that don't even understand spiritual warfare. You're talking about the thoughts that come into your head. It can be projections from the atmosphere. I mean, it's so good, Tracy, what you're speaking into. And also that you're not shoving it down as like, oh, this is a negative thought. You're recognizing it and then you're bringing up the truth, like you're replacing it. But people don't realize that the only way to rewire the mind is actually by acknowledging what's happening, my brain, and then replacing it with truth. So good, Tracy, what you're speaking on.
So
Thank you.
beautiful. So beautiful. One thing, or hold on, I wrote, maybe I missed the third one. Tribe to Thrive and neuroscience. What was the third one, Patricia?
Oh my gosh, I wasn't keeping track of one, two, three.
I
Uh,
I was
but
I was just taking notes. That's okay. If you think
oh
of it, let
no.
us know.
Mm.
One thing I would say that I love and I heard recently, Sarah wasn't able to join us tonight. She's part of the collective and a mentor in the group. She has an organic tea business she's designed all on her own for healing ways and being healthier. And she said it one time, and I was like, wait, say that again. And she said it again, and I was like, I'm going to use that all the time. And it was, someone said something to her. It was super negative, not a good situation. And she said, I'm not going to wear that.
That's a
That's awesome.
nocebo. That's a nocebo. A placebo works because it's an expectation of a healing or a positive. A nocebo plants a seed in the mind of a negative expectation, which can cause all kinds of things, illness, what
Mm.
dis-ease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
So
loved it. And I've like, when there's people around me and maybe I'm not necessarily in a place to say to someone because that maybe I don't know them very well or in networking and because usually if you know me well I'm like the word police and I'm like whoa cancel let's reword that, but in this situation there's times where I'm like okay, I'm going to cancel that in my own head and say something different or be like, oh nope, not today, I'm not gonna wear that.
may
Nope.
be true for you, but it's not going to be true for me.
Right,
It's like
exactly.
it's like if somebody's handing you a poisonous snake. Do you have to take it? Heck no. Just leave that sucker alone. Leave it right where it
No
lays.
thank you.
I
Oh,
think
Ugh.
I love it.
Jefferson Fisher, he's a trial attorney. He wrote a book called
Your next conversation.
Oh
yes,
my
he's so
God, I love
amazing.
him. I
And
I
love
love him too.
he'll say when the words come out, just let them fall. Let them fall. If they're saying, you know what I mean? Like if they're saying something negative, just let the words fall. You don't have to, don't even pick them up, don't acknowledge them. They just let them go. Pretty funny.
That's a good visual. It's a really good visual. I think there
They
was
just pop out and drop to the ground.
yeah, yeah, there was,
They bounce off of your bulletproof vest.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
my
Or
God,
you
I
could
love
take
it.
out your sword and be like, shoo, 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 shoo,
Right?
and shred it, just shred it, like, ah, and then you're just standing there as cool as a cool as a cucumber. No one has to know. You're like, you have no idea what little movie I just played right there.
You know what else? It's like, being offended. So the other day, two different women had called me and they both from a place of love. Let's start there. They weren't trying to start anything, but they wanted me to know something that had happened with another friend of mine that they didn't think was right, defending me, right?
Mm.
And in that moment, I was able to say and actually believe and do. I said, you know what? I appreciate that you defended me and that your heart was to call me to make me feel good, but I'm going to choose to not be offended at what this other person did because people only do what they know in the moment until they know better. And when they know better, then they'll probably do better. And I'm going to choose to not be offended because I don't think people in situations, it was an emergency situation. I don't think not everybody knows how to react. And you can't hold that against them. So even though this one person didn't react the way everybody else thought that she should have to help me, I was able to just say, I'm not going to be offended. And I wasn't. It was like making that decision and proclaiming it out loud helped it be true. I could have easily been hurt and went to the other person and be like, why did you do this or whatever? But what good was that going to do?
That's
Nothing.
huge. That is
Yeah.
huge. Well, and it's a
So,
double lesson because
yeah.
then that person knows where you stand because you weren't gonna, dig up a whole bunch of stuff like you said, and we do the best we can with what we can.
The word offense actually comes from like a Greek word called the scandalon, and it's actually the part of the trap where the bait hangs. So it's actually the bait of Satan trying to get you to be offended so that you can open a door for him. And so I just refuse to be offended.
That's
So
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot less forgiving you got to do when you don't get offended in the first place.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
stop it at the forefront.
Well, and
So,
that replay doesn't replay. You know what I mean? Like you're like, next.
Yep.
do you ladies meet, is it once a month?
Every single Monday.
Every Monday? That's
Yes.
incredible.
Yes, we have a different mentor that teaches every Monday.
Oh.
Different, they're all a basis of worthiness and different subjects on, building our strength and our worthy because we will have different storms and weather. Like Bree was
Mhm.
talking about how beautiful her weather is in Nashville. And then, before you know it, it's going to be hot. That'll be different. So, yeah, so we're every single Monday. And we
Oh.
have a collective online. We have an app that has all of our resources. Bree just dropped 10 meditations under 10 minutes. Woo, woo.
Yay.
Yes. And Martha here in Blue in Kentucky she is launching her Peacemakers movement. And she is retired with a purpose in June. So she's launching her first share. She's doing it in person right now, and she's going to do it online with us all here soon in the collective.
Wow.
And yes, yeah. And Tracey has a number of courses in our collective. So we'll talk more. I'll send you more information and you can see if this is something that you would enjoy. We are so grateful that you came as a guest and you shared. Like I'm literally copying your notes and putting it in my notes. And when I do load it, I'm going to share that part and I'll put in there that was from you.
So thank you. Thank you for inviting. This has been incredible. Really.
Yay.
Yes.
We're so grateful. We're so grateful.
You're in the right company. Neuroplasticity is my jam. I
Ooh.
talk about it all the time.
I do too. I love it.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Incredible.
And
Oh,
Jefferson Fisher, oh man, he is fantastic.
Yeah.
He is
yes.
a brilliant, he's probably one of the calmest humans I think I've ever come across.
Isn't he great? I love how he says, let your first word be your breath. Like if you're, especially in a heated conversation, if you just take a beat, take a breath. And you know how he's so calm that it's like he's calming to the situation. So if you want to, I felt that in real time the other day when somebody showed up at my office and was heated about something and somebody else, and I was able to stay calm and lead the situation and direct it out and so forth and so on. And I was like, wow, pre-Jesus Tracey would have been like throwing down. I was so glad for my progress.
Yeah, that's what we have to celebrate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because We know there's another way. There's a ton of other ways, like the words that just come out faster than lightning, and they can literally put somebody on fire, and then it's a whole bigger mess. And then there's that breath. I'm going to share my notes real quick, that I had done on one of his YouTubes. It was great. This is something I really need to remind myself. So maybe this isn't for anyone but me tonight. And it was, that's not what I heard.
Yes.
I love that. Like, that's not what I heard. I
Yeah,
can,
you can add that in. You can say, so what I hear you saying is, and you can repeat also, right?
yes, yes. Um, I love
Or
this one.
ask them to say it again.
Oh,
Yes,
that's a good one too.
He
that's,
says, can you say that again? Or he says, what did you mean when you said blank?
Or did you mean for that to be hurtful?
Yeah, did you mean for that to hurt me or to be hurtful? Or, yeah, I have a whole list of these things on my window right in front of me.
Oh my gosh. Take a picture and text it to me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love Jefferson Fisher.
I
yes, I
love
think
them.
the last one I just cut off, I didn't mean to. It says, help me understand what you remember.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, so they're like mic drops. Let me see. I think, let me see with the last minutes that we have.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's not something. Oh, something like about like when somebody is trying to talk to you in a certain kind of way and you're responding saying, well, that's not something that I'm gonna talk in. Do you remember exactly what he said, Bree?
Okay, wait, say that again.
Like it's like not a conversation that you're gonna that you're gonna that you're gonna entertain.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what his comeback is, where it just kind of shuts it down. He was when he says like, um, I don't respond to that or something like that. Do you remember?
yes, hold on. It's right here.
I probably have the book right here.
That's helpful that when someone is criticizing you, it's easy to get defensive. But a more productive approach is to take a step back and consider the feedback objectively. When you respond with, that's very helpful to know,
Mhm.
That is
and you
good.
acknowledge their feedback without agreeing, it immediately de-escalates escalates
Oh,
the
that's
potential
good.
conflict and extends on an invitation to dialogue, not battleground for egos.
Nice. That's good.
Oh, the other one was, this was a good one. I can't hear you when you interrupt me.
Oh, I gotta write that one down on my
Hold on,
list.
I'm sending the whole thing to you guys. I have
Oh my
it.
gosh, send it.
I literally saved this one and was like, I think I'm gonna listen to this again. But let me know if all 10 of them come through. Oh no, it's too full. Darn it. Hold on one second.
Oh
It
my
said
God.
it said I couldn't send them all. Let's see how many I can send
So
at a time.
between Joe Dispenza and Jefferson Fisher,
Yep.
and like we can just get all the goods that we need.
Oh my gosh. I know.
Okay, let's see if I got it. There's the one, two. Let me give you three. Some of these are just so good. And when we use them, oh, I love this one. He says, we remember things differently.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, they're so good, but it's so funny because I'm always like, my face tells the story. I'm like, okay, just listen,
Oh, wow.
breathe. Okay, there's four, three and four. This one's five.
Yeah, the we remember things differently is a big one in my, like when you're in a relationship with someone and you're in the same conversation and they're like, you said, you did, you whatever. And it's like, we remember things differently.
Yeah, that's good though to say it like that. I like
That's,
that.
yeah, that's so
That's
good.
just proof that your perception creates your reality right there, is when two people are in the same conversation and come out with two completely different, what happened, versions of what happened, what was said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
Yep.
it's all because it's all filtered through their own baggage and inner turmoil. Anyway,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
they
Yep.
already have preconceived notions about how you feel about them or how they feel about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this is good. I'm like copying and putting it into my notes over here.
Me too.
Good. Good. Yes.
Oh
My
my
notes are,
goodness.
Yay.
yes, yes. There's
I
a
love
little
it.
extra communication.
That's fine.
Yeah, I love it. Wow. Awesome.
Oh, this is beautiful. It just popped up when I was grabbing my notes. I never did anything worth doing by accident, nor did any of my inventions come indirectly through accident, except the phonograph. No, when I have fully decided that a result is worth getting, I go about it and make a trial after trial until it comes, which is Thomas Edison. Isn't that rich? I never did anything worth doing by accident. And it's, yeah, such
Wow.
such opportunities. And I do believe I love it when people talk about that practice, like we put things to practice.
Yeah. Um,
Everybody's coughing.
I'm
I know.
just,
Sorry.
I hope I got it all. I don't even know. Let's, I think
I'll
I
make
did.
sure to follow up so that you have the whole thing
Oh my
because
gosh,
it
that would
was
be
not.
amazing. Yes, I welcome that.
When someone is belittling you, I need to say that.
Sorry,
Did
I
you
yeah.
need you
say
to say
that to
that
hurt?
again.
Mm-hmm.
Or did
Yep.
you say that to hurt me?
He in the book he talks about these sisters that were suing each other, and his client he coached her to say it was horrible. She said something in the actual what would that be? Their like where they
Deposition.
were.
Oh, right. They were doing the deposition or
Deposition.
discovery or whatever.
Yeah, where they're trying to make the settlement, and she was horrible. And he was, taught her, and the his client said, "Can you say that again?" And then she went to say it, and she started crying, and she was like, "I'm so sorry." It's like,
Oh, yay, it worked.
yes, yes, yes. And it goes back to it totally gives me the chills though, Tracy, is it goes back to your situation that you shared. That we're doing the best we can, and sometimes it just comes out of our mouth. And if we take a moment to breathe, choose our words differently or watch the words, slice them up instead of the
Mm,
person, because we have many, many tools and we can decide which one we use at any given time. And our greatest part of what we believe here in the Worthy Collective is we are greater together. And it makes such a
mm,
difference.
That is true.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your patience, your grace, and having me log in and not echoing and having this brick wall behind me at the school where I was teaching. So thank you, beautiful women. Tracy for teaching, Bree popping in and sharing all your, oh my goodness, yes, we're gonna have to nerd out on your neuroplasticity. Yeah, we've got to make sure. I think you're coming up soon and teaching.
Well,
mhm.
and the neuroplasticity stuff is the second night of my workshop.
Yay, that's
I
exciting.
I need to do my workshop stuff maybe.
Yes, I would dare say we'd all sign up for that for sure. That would be exciting. And
Mm.
Martha, you are such a glow.
Oh,
Oh, you're on mute. You're on
muted.
mute.
I was just saying my little spots are gone anyway. I
Oh, that
enjoyed
means
what
the
Mm.
sun
everybody
went down.
said. Yeah, I did. Thank you all so much. It was so interesting. I took a million notes too. It was great.
So grateful. So grateful. An
Yeah.
extra love to Patricia and Stacy who are in the wings. We're grateful that you are here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm wishing you an amazing, blessed week. It was
Yes,
awesome.
you too.
Thank
And
you.
I'll follow up and we can chat and find out, share with you a little bit more about what we do, how we do it, and how we're here for you.
Okay,
I think
love
I
it.
think the next time I come on is on May 4th. I'll be teaching on authority and alignment.
May the
Ooh,
fourth be with
wow.
you. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Good
Couldn't
night, ladies.
resist.
Thank you. Thank
All right,
you.
ladies, have a great evening. Mwah! Love y'all.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Love y'all.